Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Purple from Gaming here, and today we're playing some more Bloons Adventures on Tower Defense. So, today we are here to talk about our little old friend, Max. He's pretty basic, he is the third character. Really though, he's the first character you unlock, because you sort of just start off with Finn and Jake. He's a pretty basic character, everyone gets him right at the start of the game. He sticks with you for a while, because he's pretty powerful, he can pop all balloon types, and just generally makes him super duper useful. And today, well, this is my fully fledged guide on him. So, first things first, as per usual, the weapon. So, undeniably, as with all Dart Monkey, or all Dart type characters except Super Monkey, Dragon Fang is always the best. Undeniably so. However, if you don't have Dragon Fang, Explosive Darts, Explodey Darts, or even if you do have Dragon Fang, if you want him to be your brute pop power, Explodey Darts is insanely good. As a super rare, it is a very common debate between this and Dragon Fangs, and it's a debate that Explodey Darts sometimes wins. So against a bad balloon or ZMGs or anything like that, you definitely want Dragon Fang. But if you're going for if your shoe is hundreds of ceramics, or even just a ton of lower tier Moabs, like Moabs, maybe BFBs even, Explodey Darts is probably better because it has a lot of, it's explosive damage, so it's a lot of pierce, get through a lot of balloons. It can be very, very useful. If you have it, super great pick. If you don't have either of those, there is Lightning Bolts. It's decent, it's not great, but it does have the +1 damage for 4-star things, so you'll probably get bonus 2 damage from it. It's pretty good. No, not too incredible, definitely worse than Explodey Darts or Dragon Fang, but not too bad. Afterwards, honestly, you could still probably go for Snake Darts, but I'd probably go for Frozen Throwing Knives. It increases pierce, first of all, and also, the projectile splits into 3 balloon popping shards. It's really, really useful. That's really powerful. It basically creates his darts into, shrapnel darts, like shrapnel snipers. It's really strong. So, honestly, yeah. For the dart weapons, there is definitely a clear winner. But the super rares and the rares, they are strong weapons nonetheless. So definitely that's basically what Max is meant to be. He's meant to be an early or just one of your early game main damagers. And part of the way to do it is that the dart weapons, the rares and super rares are really good, not just the epics. But on to Trinkets. He doesn't need cam protection. He doesn't need lead pop power. I guess if you were doing Ghost Balloons, you could give him a Monkey Visor. But it's really, really, really pointless. Attack speed's pretty important, as per usual. If you can give it to him, you probably want to give them Baker Shroud and Engineer's Blueprint. Basically, for most towers, you can. And Max, well, he can be support, unless you've probably seen me use him as a support a couple times. Unless you're doing Ultra Buffing, or you want one tower to solo, or be your main focus. Basically, unless you're doing some sort of challenge, or just trying something out for fun. In which case, he can be support. He's not going to be support, because he's just not very good, and there's almost always a better tower. He does have one support upgrade, gives, +2 pierce to sharp weapons. So, yeah, basically, unless you're ultra boosting, or ultra buffing, whatever you want to call it, don't give him support. It really, really seriously sucks. So badly. As per usual, Google Meter. If no one else is using it, give it to him, because, well, it's really, really strong. Similarly with the Call of the Gem, if you have PB with Gem the Gemstone, give it to him. If not, don't give it to him. Then I'd probably go with Hulk Gauntlets and Demon Hulk. Honestly, it's a pretty basic build. There isn't nearly too much to him, as I only actually have 5 trinket slots for him. He's only level 5 for me, believe it or not, because, well, we'll get to that when we talk about upgrades, but his level 7 upgrade isn't all that important. But, yeah, you can do other matches. You can give him more attack speed focused if you want to give him, oh, wait, sorry, I'm dumb. And one of you guys was probably yelling at me. You need this. This is his item. Stone of Ancient Knowledge. Max, there's 1 additional dart for attack. You need that one. So this isn't honestly all that much change. You could swap this out for, Demon Heart or something if someone else is using Uber Meter. And, obviously, if you don't have someone with PB with Gemstone, if both of those aren't true, then you can use Demon Heart. And then if none of those are true, you can use Ring of Damage or on all of the other damage options. You can do missile launcher, but honestly, Max gets to the point where he's doing a lot of damage, and considering how much piercing stuff he has and attack speed, it's probably not worth it if you're maxed up, like fully upgrading Max. He's one of the towers because he's a main damager. Having the missile attack, it's still strong, but it's not necessarily as big of a deal. One thing is, if you want to use ability cooldowns, his ability is really, really powerful. So Cosmic Gauntlets can be really good. I would switch it out, Hot Gauntlets, switch it out for Cosmic Gauntlets. It's an option. I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's really worth it, but it's not a bad option. If you do want to go fully fledged with that ability, give him Baby Tooth, use Cobra, use Cosmic Gauntlets, use something else, then go ahead. It's probably just as powerful because his ability gets very, very strong. But there isn't too much to talk to you about him. You know, he has a lot of things. You want to give him attack speed, you want to give him damage. His big thing, though, is Stone of Ancient Knowledge. It was actually my second or third epic, I believe. I got it from an event. So, you know, if you have it, it's really good. If you don't have it, it's not that big of a deal. But let's get into game, honestly, because it's time to talk about upgrades. This is probably going to be a shorter guide than... You know what? I like it. Let's continue the theme. Let's go to the Bloon Beacon map, because it makes it slightly more interesting, I guess, sort of. Yeah, whatever. Once again, we're probably not going to finish, because I'm going to go extreme, because I actually want to see Moabs. So we probably won't even get the reward, but you know what? I don't care. It's still more fun. It gives a change of scenery. So his range is not massive. He will get a slightly bigger range with upgrades, but his range is definitely not massive. Placing him here, not the greatest spot, but could be worse. So yeah, upgrade-wise, he has some basic ones. First things first, long range. Enhanced eyesight increases range a little more, but mostly gives camera protection. He's cheap. He costs $300. You can easily, if you have some more money, or I don't even know if I have the magic money course on right now, get him to camera protection. It's cheap, it's easy, just do it. It's a great starter character. He does a pretty good job. One thing I will say is he's really bad against group balloons if you're not using explode outs or that stuff early on, so he's not the best solo. He's good for single target damage. Having him on strong can be very useful, but generally you do want to have backup because he's very easy to miss. He does have like widespread, almost like a shotgun or like druid monkeys in the long run, but he can still miss a lot. It's not that important. But as I was saying with that, because of that, sharp outs is actually really useful. I would definitely go for them. More outs. These upgrades are really key. You get this one at level 3, this one at level 5. Do not underestimate them. They are incredibly, incredibly powerful. We're going to get to that next. So yeah, more outs. It's the same thing that his ability was, but otherwise a big priority also with sharp outs. And camera protection, you can get hot tips. Next darts are red hot and can melt lead and frozen balloons. Melt lead is the big deal because now with that upgrade, he can officially pop DTs. Hooray! Camo lead dealt with, doesn't use explosives, so it doesn't matter that they're black and all that stuff. He can deal with DTs. He is a great DT pop power. Plop him on strong, not at the front of the track. He will do a really good job against DTs, especially if his ability's up. After that, I'd probably go for the darts and then probably fast throwing, because realistically, mobs won't be coming for a little while, but if they are, weak spots will be useful. So basically, obviously these just give an extra dart. Weak spots, precision throwing does extra damage to mobs. I think that's only +1, but it might be more than that. Pretty sure it's just +1 though. It's whatever, it's not that great. Increase in attack speed, it's a bigger deal. I want to say it's a 50% increase. I don't know exactly. It's a pretty noticeable increase. You will notice it once we get the upgrade. It's a pretty big deal, which is good, but it's not that big of a deal, and you definitely probably want to go for your darts first because they're simply a bigger deal in terms of pop power. You will notice a pretty common theme. More projectiles is really, really good when you're buffing a tower, because if they're firing like 20 projectiles and you get +1 damage, it's just every projectile, you just doubled its damage. But if you have one projectile that does 20 damage and you get +1 damage, you gain 5%. So it's not, yeah, that's basically why. More projectiles is a really good thing, really good, makes towers very powerful, which is part of the reason Max was really good. Originally, if you didn't know, Max got nerfed a bit. I don't know exactly how, because I didn't play when that happened, but Max could get up to 7 darts, or what, yeah, I think it's 7 darts at level 10. Currently at level 10, because if you know, level 10 Max gets 1 more dart. He can get 5. So, don't know where there's 2 other magic darts. I think he also had more attack speed, and he was really broken. Like, he could solo fortified bad, no problem. It was insane. Unfortunately, can't do that anymore. So, what are you gonna do? But yeah, attack speed, big deal. Optimization, this is actually a support upgrade. Sharp weapons in range get increased pierce. Pretty sure it affects himself. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, that's literally his only support upgrade. It's decent. If you're gonna get him anyways, you should probably get it. It's more pierce, which, once again, he probably needs. And also another thing is that not only does he not have a ton of pierce, his lifespan for his darts is not very large, which definitely has an impact on him not hitting as many balloons. Big Bloon Bounty. Get a cash bonus if Max gets the last turn on Moab. If he's being your main defense, get it. It'll make a lot of money. We're going to show this off eventually when mobs come. I believe it's $100 that you get for it. I'm not positive, but I believe it's $100 that you get for the final shot on Moab. It's pretty decent money gain, but it's nothing too ridiculous. It only affects Moabs, and more often than not, he will not be the last shot if he's not soloing, which, like I said, he doesn't exactly do best as a solo. But then we get into the interesting part, the ability. So first things first, Bullseye. You get it from the start. No level requirement. This one, whatever it's called, Dotnado, I think, you need level 7. So, I've not used, well, that's not true. I have used it in motion games when you had access to level 10. So I do actually know what I'm talking about this. I know it's locked. Don't worry, I have used it before. But I can't show it off, unfortunately. It's good if you're using him for anything except Bad Balloon or ZMG Pop Power. Basically, DDT, ZMG's Bad Balloon, Bullseye, 100%. Anything else, the spinning ability. Or honestly, even probably if there were just like a lot, like 10 Bad Balloons, 10 ZMGs, Dotnado might be better, but more often than not, Bullseye is better if it's a stronger balloon, because Bullseye abilities, Max's attack do mega damage to Moabs. When it says mega damage, it definitely used to mean insane damage. Once again, going back to defeating the fortified Bad Balloon easily. Yes, 2 more darts help, but pretty sure Bullseye was also way more broken. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's plus, like, it's a pretty decent damage increase. It might be double damage, I don't exactly know. It's a lot of damage, though, as you will see. It doesn't last very long, which is why I said you can go for longer into the ability buffs, but it's not necessary because it won't last 100% of the time. Anyways, you're probably better off just buffing it. Obviously, feel free to use a Cobra. I actually probably will set up a Cobra right now. Not sure if we'll get it upgraded in time, but you can. I mean, half ability cooldowns. If there's an ability, you want Cobra. Cobra, in my opinion, by the way, is the absolute best epic anything. For sure ally, but just generally one of the best epic items because he gives you money, gives you lives, he does decent damage with his weird his weird attrition. I think it does damage, honestly, it's such a weird upgrade. But mostly Monkey Stim cuts ability cooldowns in half. It's a big deal. So yeah, his ability, in case you do, it looks cool, it gets a red circle. It doesn't do anything unless there's a mob on screen. The ability with, in case you missed it there, the ability with Cobra lasts at roughly 50%. Let's show it again. If we look at the ability cooldown, it's like 50-ish%, a little more. But it's not bad, but not great. It lasts a decent portion of the time. Mostly it's just you use it, you do insane damage, and then without it, it's sort of gone, and you can use it for kind of like the promo charge timing, roughly similar to that if you know BP6. And pretty similar in that extent too. So, Moab. He creates the target, which looks pretty cool, and as you saw there, he two-shotted that one. Yeah. So, remember when I said he was good against Moabs? Did I say that? I hope I said that. I really meant it. He's just, let's use it again, two-shot. Two-shot. Three-shot? Fine, maybe three-shot, but basically two-shot. And even without the ability, it's like a four-shot. He does lots of damage to mobs, like insane damage to mobs. If you want to see him, actually, yeah, let's just keep him going. I'll talk for a little bit more while we continue on the rounds. Might as well go to the end of 60, because otherwise, this will be a slightly shorter video. If you're talking about just guides, this is probably the end of the guide officially, but this is still a test run. You get to see how strong he is with all this stuff set up. And I'm still going to give general information from this point on. But if you're just here for straight up tips, you can probably go now. Thanks for watching this far. But, yes. So, what else to say about Max? Oh, looks so nervous. Yeah, he's definitely known for whiffing. He does miss quite a bit because he's not that insane attack speed-wise. He can be, obviously. He's pretty fast right now. But generally, he's not too insane attack speed. And his projectiles don't home. And he's like the only dart tower that's projectiles aren't like crazy fast and don't home. Because size projectiles home and Super Monkey and Commander Cassie just fire them like easily 5 times faster, likely more than Max. But if we look at the cash bonus thing, and I wasn't paying as much attention, let's pay more attention this time. Moab. Yeah, roughly, I think it's roughly $100, maybe 150, could be wrong. But I think it's 100. Oh, right, he attacks here too, yeah. He might actually solve this, especially if we use his ability for the tougher Moab class Bloons, so we'll see. I kind of doubt it, but he might. It could be impressive. Let's use the ability for the BFB just to show it a little more crazily. Yeah, that's a strong ability, I gotta admit. But he does just generally a good job. This actually ended up being a pretty good spot because there's 2 like intersecting paths. The fact that his darts spread make them more likely to hit, and instead of just making them miss from that fact, which is pretty nice generally. Without the ability, as you see, a little bit worse against that BFB. That was tight. Oh, that was close. But still, even without the ability, he does a decent job against the BFB. Does the ability work on Bloons? I don't think it does, but I don't know. I feel like it's being placebo effect tricking me, and like, it looks like it does better when I use the ability, but does it actually do better when I use the ability? Probably not. Because by description and by effect, it shouldn't be doing any better. It's not doing more damage layers, but whatever. I'm gonna start the intro now because he's gonna be wrecking the CMG in a few seconds. Thank you for watching. Please consider giving the video a like if you enjoyed, found this useful, learned something new. In general, just consider giving the video a like if it was helpful. Please consider subscribing to join the Purple Elephant Squad. It makes my day. It's super nice, and I really do appreciate it. I'm not sure if it's doable, but I'd love to at the very least go for 425 subscribers for the end of February. My original goal was 450. But I realize now I made that goal when I thought February wasn't like 27 days, so don't think that's happening. But 425 would be great. I think we can do that, so please consider subscribing if you're new or if you're just enjoying the content and watching for a bit. I know personally myself, I probably don't subscribe on the first video I watch of someone, but if I find myself that I'm coming back if I watch one video, yeah, but if I find I'm coming back on a daily or weekly basis, I usually do. It's a nice thing to do. And it's really great, the goals. It makes big progress. CMG! Well, he popped it. Down to Moabs, there's no way there's enough time. We will have the ability, so, you know, maybe, no, maybe, no, maybe, no, maybe, no, maybe, no. We did it! I'm not gonna lie, attrition definitely helped there. It's weird. I don't understand attrition, but it does do damage. It does help. So, yeah, I don't know. It helped a little, but considering that was still pretty impressive. This isn't like an easy map. He just soloed it on Extreme. That's pretty good, especially considering I said he wasn't that good at soloing. Yeah. Maybe I was a bit harsh on him. He's definitely a good tower, though. Max, pretty great. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!